Hey guys and gals, what's up? I'm going to be talking about a fantastic, wonderful done horror movie from 2014. And let me just say something. I love my friends and especially the fans of the Boss of Horror page. When I get emails about things, like sp- cool things, good things, and you get those other emails, the ones you have to delete. But this was an email that was sent to me, right? And it was a link. Say, hey, can you review this short movie I did? But the movie's actually like 1 hour and 4 minutes. But it was a pretty good movie. But I made a promise to the person. I won't say his name, but he told me this was a private link. Just don't share it with anybody. So, as of course as promised, I mean, because you got to sell your movie, you know what I'm saying? So I believe that what he sent me was a screener for just to review it, even though this was done in 2014. But I guess he wants me to talk about it because word of mouth. So hey, as being a supporter, and actually checking the trailers before I accepted the offer to review this movie, I kind of like what the trailer offered, So I told the guy, all right, I'm gonna check this movie out and I'm gonna give you my honest review, And the movie's called Never Open the Door. It's from 2014. Let me just say how well done this movie is because, first off, you got good actors, likable actors, people that know how to fucking act in a horror movie. Now, I know in horror movies, you're not expecting Academy Award winning acting. But in this era, like right now in this era, fuck it, act your ass off, man. Keep us interested in watching your horror movies. Because back in those days, it was easy to get away with the B movie, the campiness, or the crazy, or the silly acting, and all that stuff. Even with the serious acting, it was easy to play with it. It was easy to get into it and enjoy those horror movies that became classics, or cult classics, or became a part of our lives. But now, in this era, I would say let's just say the mid 2005 and up. Let's go with that. The mid 2005 and up. Step your game up. Your acting will have to be fucking good. The writing, the producing, the directing, everything will have to be good. Or do something that will make us capture this movie. Like, make us interested in watching your movie. And I should do this as a separate talk. I'll add it in here one time. Because you got to capture. Give us something. If it's a gimmick, make sure it's a good gimmick. But if it's something you got to capture, give us that one thing that, hey, how could you bring us back? Or how can you make this movie your own, And Never Open the Door is a good example. And again, this is 2014. I never even heard about this movie until I got this link, And it's amazing. This movie is simple. It's about these guests, right? They're in the house. And first off, let me say also, this movie is shot in black and white. Black and white. So that did not bother me at all. I mean, I watch black and white horror movies all the time, and you know what? You'd be surprised. Some new movies out there, excuse me, I apologize. They do the black and white format. Sometimes it's better than doing the color format because you can see a little bit more from black and white than what you see in color. I'm just saying, it's kind of weird, but maybe if you guys know where I'm at, maybe you can feel me on this part. But anyway, these people are having dinner, enjoying themselves. They're all adults, not young. I'll say adults, Cabin in the Woods. Yep, one of those moments, but still good Cabin in the Woods style. And you have this Evil Dead camera style. Somebody's like running to the woods, And while people are enjoying their dinner, they make an announcement, hey, I'm getting married or I'm pregnant. And you got the asshole on the table. Every horror movie, usually you might have an asshole, right? And he told the veterinarian, so you cut dog balls? He was saying something like that. He said he was chopping up the table. Chop, 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 chop. It was just funny the way he did it, And then they hear this loud knock on the door, And people are wondering, what the fuck? Who's knocking on the door? So one of the ladies decided to get up and open the door, right? She opens up the door, and this old man comes out and spit in her face. And I'm like, I'm wondering, oh shit, what's going on? Is she going to be turned into a zombie or something? But anyway, the old man died, and before he died, he told these people, never open the door. Well, fucking too late for that now, right? He should say that. He should have said that outside the door. But he said never open the door. Why even knock? But yeah, I know it's like a moment right there when you're gonna say, really, did this really happen? But you know what? It kind of pays off towards the end. And of course, you know me, can't spoil it for you guys because it's gonna take away your journey from this movie. But again, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna keep on continuing. So people are wondering in the house, like, oh, this guy's dead. We gotta make a phone call. The lady got spit on her face by the old man. She walks upstairs. She started having these visions, like this vampire-like woman killing her friends, which is like her, and people fighting or killing them, fighting among themselves. So while people are screaming, wanting static, I wonder what the fuck is going on. They're hearing noises, and they're hearing another knock on the door, and it's like a little girl's voice. The other woman was gonna open the door, say, "Don't open the door." Then the guy told you, "Don't open the door." And when she got close to the door, you hear this voice like, "Let me in, motherfucker! Let me in, motherfucker!" And I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Oh Jap, man." You know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine hearing that type of knock, like, and the voice say, "Let me in, motherfucker"? Won't you get scared, man? I'm like, come on, let's be real. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? I'm from the hood, man. You be hearing like the cops knocking on the door like that. You be like, oh shit, I ain't did nothing wrong, but what is it this time? Let me say, I respect the police department. I respect the police. They're good cops out there, people. Respect. But I'm just saying, if you're from the hood, like in the Bronx, New York area, like me, and you hear that loud knock, you know what I'm talking about. Fuck that. But anyway, so while all these people are hearing the voices and stuff, they have this phone message about one of their friends, Tessa. But Tessa was the girl that got spit on her face, who's upstairs. So the guys are wondering, and the ladies are wondering, wait a minute, Tessa can't be outside pulling up. She's upstairs. But she was outside, and Tessa came behind them. I'm like, wait a minute, who are you? So everybody's wondering, wait a minute, who's the Tessa upstairs? So that means one of them is fake. So I was thinking, is it a doppelganger? What's going on? So they tie the real Tessa up, while the other people decided to go upstairs to see who this Tessa is. And then one of the guys get this phone message about, oh, your woman is cheating on you, or your woman is, one of your women's having an affair. So this monster would pretty much like fuck with their minds, like fuck with each other, make them go fight among themselves pretty much. Meanwhile, you also got like these men in black outside of the house. There's a few stuff going around this house. And once the monsters reveal, I believe there's like a siren or a succubus monster. But let's just say people are fighting among themselves or trying to survive against this succubus-like creature in the house. And let's say the ending will kind of pave off. Like I said, it will pay off towards the end, and you can finally understand what's really going on. Once you see the ending of this movie. But I felt like this horror movie was really good. It was 1 hour and 4 minutes, and what's good about this 1 hour 4 minutes movie, it got to the point. It was quick. It made sense. It pays off, and good acting. The black and white is wonderful. It really works. Definitely love the soundtrack. Great soundtrack selection. They really match with this horror movie. I thought it was wonderfully well done. Highly appreciated. Highly recommended also. Definitely a good horror movie. Definitely I recommend you guys try checking this out some way or some form. I cannot share the link because I promised the person that I will not do it because it was a private link. That's why. So anyway, Never Open the Door from 2014. Must see. Peace, guys, and see you later.